Hello, Gareth here, and this is a little watercolor painting that I did and that I'm very happy with, of some construction by my river. So it's a real gem for me, this painting. Just a little one, but a real gem, and they sometimes happen. So anyway, let's begin at the beginning. So I was walking by my local river, which I do every day. It's something I really love to do, and I like to get, well, it's not exactly the countryside, but it's the greenest place around here in Japan, and I can get away from the vehicles, of which there are a few too many in Japan. And also I live right next to a busy road, which is bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But anyway, recently the vehicles have found their way to the river, so there's a lot of construction going on down there now, and it's become quite a busy place with diggers and trucks, vans, cars, and there's even an electric bus. So it worries me a bit, because it looks like they're building a permanent road where there used to be just a gravel path, and they have already built a road along one small section recently, and it just looks like they're going to continue it the whole way. So it's some more green space gone from the prefecture, and this is the prefecture that says it loves forests. I think they only love forests because there are a lot of trees around here, because it's a very countryside area. But anyway, it looks like they might be building car parks too, in which case I think they've really spoilt the river area. But I have to admit that the river area has become very overgrown. There were large and dense clusters of trees and bamboo trees growing together, and it was all covered in some kind of creeper, and you got this further up the river, but it didn't look pretty at all. It really didn't. But there were other areas where you had just a few trees, and I thought it looked very nice, but they've started removing the whole lot and just making it totally flat. So further up the river, I mean, you can just see these large areas, large areas of brown topsoil. So the Japanese don't mess around when they do something like this. They are really thorough. Anyway, one thing I've learned as an artist who lives in a city is to look for beauty wherever I can, and failing that, just to look for what's visually interesting. And normally I find the latter in Japan. So anyways, I was walking by the river and I saw this scene of a digger and a workman, and I thought it looked very interesting. So I started to take a few photographs with my iPhone. And it's always a good idea, if you're an artist, to carry your iPhone wherever you go. And I know it's not a normal painting subject, but it is very visually interesting. And this painting for me now is just a little gem. It's just one of those little paintings I do that just, I don't know, has a lovely feeling about it. So I'm just going to talk about why I think this painting works. So I think the soft, cool blue background and the warm yellow foreground of the grass, they make the overall colour and feel of the painting nice. And I got that soft background by first painting the objects, then letting them dry, and then painting a warm wash over the top of them. So I used a watery mix of yellow ochre and alizarin crimson. So that's just a little detail for you, for the artists who might be listening. And the road with the digger and the worker and the cones and whatnot, it just added an interesting element of objects and busyness, because sometimes you can get beautiful scenes of nature, but it can be very monotonous. And sometimes the truth is, when you do have like a road or some figures or a vehicle, it just makes a nice focal point for the eye to rest upon, and it adds some kind of interest to the subject of something going on. And also they're very interesting shapes, and I quite enjoy painting them, to be honest. Okay, so what else? So also another interesting element was this long shadow going across the grass. So you've got this elevated railway line which you can't see, but it leaves or casts this long shadow, and I really like this. I thought this was a lovely effect, but it might look a bit strange. And maybe what's going on here, which I realized now, is that maybe it's unifying the painting, because you've got that blue at the top of the painting of the background, and you've got this blue lower down, and so that's kind of a kind of repeat and a kind of connection there, I think. And I didn't realize that until just now, so that's something for me to really think about. So if you look carefully, can you see like the blue of the shadow at the bottom of the painting? It looks like the blue of the background, which is at the top of the painting. Oh, and also I left that river bit pure white, gleaming, and I guess that also connects with the white highlights that you tend to have roughly in the middle of the painting. And so again, you've got another kind of pattern at work there. So I'm learning myself here as I look at this painting. So perhaps it's these elements that make it a little gem. And you'll notice I connected, because there's two shadows going across the grass. I connected them together by doing shadows on the grass, and the grass blades connect the two shadows together and create this quite nice and rather abstract pattern. And I'm going off into a bit of a ramble here, but one of the things that I do want to kind of put more and more into my paintings, or add more and more into my paintings, is an element of abstraction. It's one of those challenges, fun challenges, that I want to add more to my work. So hopefully that's going to happen at some point. Well, maybe already it is. So anyway, I think next time I might make that shadowy line, or those shadowy lines, even stronger, and have the worker disappearing into it. I could perhaps also do with or add another figure, because it might be still a little bit not lonely, but they say lonely in Japanese when a painting is a bit empty. They say sabishi, but maybe it might be better with one more figure. So I have a small collection actually of paintings of construction workers. There's been a lot of construction going on in my city, and some of it quite good, to be honest. And I like to see those kind of scenes and paint them. So I'm taking a lot of photographs of my artwork at the moment, and including these construction paintings. And once I get them up and on my website, I'll put a link at the bottom. But that's all for now, so I guess it's just sayonara, adios, or just plain goodbye, and all the best to you. And I hope this little video added a little joy and inspiration to your day.